I think race is a social construct. I think that race is used as an excuse for people to have biases against other people.
It's different from like ethnicity, and where I feel like ethnicity can be like something more specific, and like you can have multiple ethnicities, but race is like you're a white person or you're a black person, and like a broad definition of that.
Race matters. Understanding race matters. The knowledge of race matters. Race is everywhere in the United States. Race is everywhere in our societies. A great way to define race is to understand races as this abstract category that we, us, use to organize human differences and similarities. It's dynamic, it changes over time, from ancient explanations of human variation to early modern explanations with the inclusion of science and religion to folk theories about the physical characteristics of humans. We see race everywhere. Our species is preoccupied with explaining and making sense of differences. We have learned about race theories since the beginning of time. Specifically in American history, we see that the divisions in the American colonies had to do with religion and class, not race. Yet race became a way to enact social control, and race theories began to shift. There was a transition of single species with many varieties to multiple species, calling on anthropologists' role in race theory in America. The 19th century had simplistic reasoning, and race science started to seek to apply science to human and race variation. Practical challenges with Native American land and slavery needed justification, and race thinking was used for this exact reason. Ideas from scientists like Linnaeus and Bloom were used in ways that they never expected. Thinkers like Francis Galton proposed a theory of intellectual classification based on the hereditary differences that divides humans into groups based on their abilities, stating that races were different because of genes implied inferiority over blacks in America. This affected all aspects of life, like all of the race thinking does, including politics and immigration laws of the time in America. We've learned that Jim Crow still exists and legalized discrimination in our criminal justice system in America. America still marginalizes large segments of the population and authorizes discrimination against groups in voting, education, benefits, and service. We've learned through thinkers like Austin that social definitions have social consequences, that shared meanings and definitions create the idea of race, whether those beliefs are false or true, that racial differences can exist even when there's no difference in social appearance, noting that skin color plays only a small key in race. We have learned that race is socially constructed, that we are analyzing race from a socio-historical perspective enables us to look at racial identities that are created, lived out, transformed, and destroyed in communities and over our American history. We know that there is a powerful association of race and culture and self-identification. So how has my understanding of race changed? I think at the beginning I was complacent. I didn't engage in conversations or ways that embraced race or categorization. But it matters, and this matters, and race matters, because all lives matter. Race and racialization and racism are produced through institutions and structures and systems. So how can we shape social stratifications and patterns of interaction and cultures to name, affirm, and celebrate our similarities, our togetherness, and not our perceived differences? Differences are so important, but are a horrible way to classify ourselves into us and them. We can use our understanding of race in influencing public scripts and in public narratives. We can use the power of private narratives and public narratives to declare that race is no longer a thing that we will stand for. That it is our similarities, it is our togetherness that will unite us forwards out of systems of racism, out of systems of oppression, and into justice.